What's up, people? Monkey Boy FPV here, or Adam Green, whatever you want to call me by. Just making this video really. I don't know how it's going to be. I'm just freeballing it. You know, it's been rattling around my head for about half an hour, and just so annoyed, man. Basically, long and short of it, my son went to school today, and apparently got into a bit of trouble. Basically, he went up to his mate and he said, "Oh, what's up, ma?" And then his mate, who gave him permission to say it and is okay with saying it, was fine about it, but somebody overheard the conversation and then went running off to the teacher. Miss, somebody used the one thing and another. Dylan gets into trouble. Then he comes home, tells me about it. I knew the score straight away what was going on. The phone call that was incoming, I already knew it was coming. I had his mum ring up and say, "Look, you know, this is to speak to my son. What's going on?" My son Dylan told her, and she's like, you can't go around using the word. And he tried to defend himself, but because he's only 11, he's not like me. He can't just back and forth and put in a place. Just basically took it. And he tried to say, like, you know, it was just banter between him and his friend, which it was just banter. It's a term of a familiar affection. You know, I've always said, you know, to one of my longest ex-best mates, "What's up, ma?" You know, and I'm not a racist person by any stretch of the imagination. You know, it's just a term of endearment, you know. And anyway, I tried to say to her, you know, yes, he shouldn't have said it in the indoctrination camp, otherwise known as school. He should have, you know, from my teaching him, he should learn situational awareness and where to use such words. You know, I say it to him. I say, what's up, ma? And hug and kiss, you know. I suppose any man out there knows what banter is. And then she starts having a go at me, and I'm like, you know, what? I didn't say it, but I just wanted to because she's the biggest, one of the biggest that I know. You know, that's part of the reason why I couldn't be with her. And other family members are also, because they love using, as you know, this stupid, yeah. And to me, I hate that word. I hate that word. Even though it's just saying basically where they're coming from, it's just an abbreviated version of it. But I didn't say that to her because I knew it just caused World War III, and I knew I was being set up in the whole situation anyway. So she's like, "Can I speak to my son?" I didn't ring up to speak to you, fair enough. But knowing that he can't fully converse and say his points, you know, like an adult can, he's not got the life experience, I just started being quiet again. And she was going on at him, and he was listening, but he was like, basically, I could tell he was thinking, what is this situation? And he didn't say anything, and she was like, "You're not going to say anything," like, you know, expecting him to be really apologetic. Ooh, you know, and he just wasn't. He was just quiet, you know. And I stayed quiet until she called him a sheep. And that's when I chirped up. I'm like, "Don't you dare call my son a sheep." "Oh, he is. No, you are a sheep. Please stop projecting who you are onto my boy, our boy, because he's not just mine. You know, he's ours. You know, he's his own person, and he knows morally what's right. But from someone that is so, and you know, calls people that, you know, who are you to dictate, you know, what can be said in the frame of what's going on with this bullshit everywhere. And so I shut up and just left him carry on talking. To a few minutes later, conversation ended. And then I was having a conversation with Mum, and it's like, well, you can't really say that because it's hate speech. And I'm like, there's no such thing. I hate this term, hate speech. You see, I hate that, so why isn't that removed from society? You know, because hate speech is a term that's very personalised. It's perspective-wise, because, you know, what one thing that I might find hateful, like that word, you know, other people might not find hateful. So it's all in order of perspective. And it's like, well, my mum's like, well, people have the right to not be offended. No, they don't. They just do not. Just because you're a human doesn't mean you can go through life and not be offended. You know, nowadays, you know, people get offended just by speaking facts. Prime example, there are only... Apparently that's hate speech, or hate on a piece of paper, you know. Because I don't want to say this, because I know, see, I'm self-censoring myself because of the algorithms and people watching, the people behind the scenes controlling. Oh, he said there were only, he must be cancelled. You know. And like I say, and I'm going to play a clip for you now, and it's from a film. Why can't I spin this around? Oh, can't spin it around. I wanted to spin it, but I'll just have to do it this way. So sorry about the movement on camera. I was going to have to move it anyway, but this is a prime example.
Did you get that Chinese fella's name? Fuck. What? Fuck, like fuck with a PH. Don't get straight with me, Ernie. Where does he live? Posh part of Croydon. Drop the rope. There is no posh part of Croydon.
I love this film.
Alright, oi, Ernie, what are you doing? Why aren't you training your black cunt? I'm on my own here.
Did he just call me a black cunt?
Yes, he did.
You can't do that, that's racist.
But you are black and you are the cunt, Ernie. Those are the facts. I don't think Primetime cares what race you're running.
The fact that I'm black has nothing to do with the fact I'm a cunt.
He didn't say black people were cunts, Ernie. He was being specific to you. One has nothing to do with the other. And I'd go a step further, if I'm not mistaken, and say it was a term of familiar affection.
Primetime's a gypsy. I won't call him a pikey cunt.
Why not? He might be very understanding. Only if it comes from a place of love, of course. Now, back to the issue at hand. I need that.
And that's
address, okay?
That's one of the main points. If it comes from a place of love and familiar affection, then I personally don't see the term with that, the problem with that. And going back to the phone call with his mum, I said to the fact, well, why is it okay for people in music, you know, rappers to sing about it and say the word? And it's like, well, they can say it, they're black, basically saying that I can't say it because I'm white. And it's like, that in itself is racist. You see, it's like arguing with a Democrat. The logic just goes poof, and that's when they start getting aggressive. They start pushing back because they can't stand the fact that they know deep down that the entire narrative is bullshit. You know, so they'll throw all these words to make you feel bad and self-conscious, because you don't want to be any of those words, do you? You don't want to be any of those words. You want to be loving and tolerant. But I find the problem is that, hold on, just let me get this loaded up. The problem is people are getting offended for other people. The social justice, oh, I must protect this person. No. Stop trying to protect other people. Help other people out in need. Yes, if people are starving or dying in war zones or whatever, by all means, help the needy out that need help. But don't start, because you're getting offended in like my son and his mate at school saying the person who my son called it to had absolutely no problem in being called that because it's a term of familiar affection. It comes from a place of love and respect. But other people getting offended for the kid that says it's all right. Granted, wrong place to say it in the indoctrination camp, otherwise known as school. But all this, I mean, I was going to say, you know, that the only place you see this is on here, digital devices. But then my son comes home from school with this situation, which is real world. And it boils my blood, because if it wasn't for people thinking they're standing up for other people, they're part of the fucking problem. You know, you need to wind your neck in, you know, like Candace Owens says, life's hard, get a helmet. I'm going to add, don't be a helmet. Life is hard, get a helmet, don't be a helmet. Yeah, stop getting offended for other people, because you are literally part of the problem that's causing all this animosity and division between us all. Just get on with your own lives, you know. Free speech is free speech, unless it's causing incitement of violence or creating panic, like shouting fire or bomb or something like that. Free speech is free speech. Say whatever you want. It's your human right to get offended. It's also our human right not to give a shit. It's that simple. You get offended all you want, you know, it's your human right. It's also ours to not care, as long as we're not violent, inciting violence, or creating panic. Free speech is free speech. Free speech is allowing people you don't like to say things you don't like. And the day, if you don't like what people are saying, walk away. Why do you feel the right to have your 2 pence worth? You know, and shame other people. Who are you to judge other people for using that word? If somebody uses that word, does that make them any less of a person inside? No, it doesn't. Utter crap. And I blame social media. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like my gadgets, I like my flying, my computer gaming, technology, all that. I like my gadgets. Not as much as I used to, because of places, you know, digital, big tech, should you say, you know, spying and everything we do. I know darn right that everything that I type, watch or say is heavily monitored. I'm past caring. Really, what we should do is what I'm just about to show you now.
Was Rick Mayles trying to tell us something in this last message? Let me know what you think of this.
Viewers, you don't know who the cameraman is.
You
You don't know why you're beginning to see these things. Nor do I. You're seeing me. I can't even see you. I may be dead by the time you watch this. But you possibly are. You don't know it's the man who's making things he wants you to see. Destroy your television sets now. Just listen to no orders. That's all I can tell you at this point in development.
I didn't really understand it.
Yeah. I think, you know, I think he does have a valid point that maybe we should, but I think technology can be good. It can be very useful. Like, I think YouTube is one of the greatest tools for learning on the planet, better than any school could be. You know, I've been watching videos on DIY, drywalling, plastering, lighting. Yes, I haven't done it all myself, but I know that if I get the parts and equipment, which I'd love to, but it's all about that I'm not allowed to have. Another subject that I can learn it. I might not be qualified, but I know that I could do the job. And a lot of videos tell you how to do it, to regulations, which I think half the regulations are complete nonsense and designed to make building hard work that don't last as long, because we all know that things don't last as long now as they used to, because they want you to keep buying and keep buying. Like, apparently, you know, they've got the technology to have everlasting light bulbs, but rather than people actually allowing that creation to come out and we can all have everlasting light bulbs, they don't want that, because then once you've got them for your house, you're going to stop buying them. And they're worried about that rather than thinking, hey, if everybody on the planet buys a never-lasting light bulb, yes, its business is not going to last forever, but what a massive seller it could be, and the fortune they could charge for it, you know. But I digress. I'm getting off now. So let me know what you think. I mean, yes, my son was in the wrong in where he said it and the situation that he was in, where he was. Yeah, but we are, like Rick Mail said in that video, stop taking orders. We are, even me in this video, doing all this, you know, this is self-censorship. We shouldn't live in a society where we have to self-censor what we say. And it's wrong. And I'd like to say that I don't believe that it's actually going on, but how many people of us are actually living it? And personally, one of my theories, and I think that it's not actually happening, is because, you know, I've heard people going to jail because they've posted a meme, you know, a meme. Well, I've said a lot worse. I've called for Boris Johnson to be hung, Matt Hancock, not straight hung, they need to be held in trial in front of the people, questioned by the people, and they have to explain and prove that they're innocent, you know, because they are quite heavily into money laundering, dirty dealing, theft, election interference. I mean, we all hear about the election interference in America. True, not true, don't matter. I've got my opinions, but they're mine. You know, but who's to say if it is true? Who's to say that the UK elections have been above board and legit? So I'm going to end this one here. I think I've gone off. I've tried to keep it on point, unplanned. Like I said, I've been, most of the things I say, you know, I think day to day. So I mean, if you meet me on the street or in the pub, and I'll just come out. Well, a bit like Alex Jones, you know. Should have wrote that down because that might get censored now. Not that I'm already shadow banned, or the illusion of being shadow banned. But I don't know, I'm just going to leave this one here. Peace out. Love you all. Peace out. Love you all.